Today's yin yoga session will support the stage 11 task of maintaining it all. So much to maintain now. Connection to self, connection to others, connections to concepts, purpose, source, energy, the divine, the oneness, your influence, all the things. Maintaining it can be quite a challenge. In stage 11, you attempted to craft an environment and a routine to help not to be pulled out of that connection quite as often, to try to stay in that connection more. Now, here in stage 11, your question for today's session will be, how can you evolve that routine? Have you fallen out of it a little bit? Could it be improved? Have you found some new separation triggers? What can you do to improve that routine and that environment to help maintain it all even better? We'll begin by setting up the breath. Today we're going to try box breathing. First, just sit with the breath. Be aware of your natural breathing pattern. Now let's inhale for a count of 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Now hold it at the top for 3. 1, 2, 3. Now exhale for 3. 1, 2, 3. Now hold at the bottom. Hold that exhale out for 3. And again, inhale for a count of 3. Hold at the top. Exhale. Hold at the bottom. Inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale. Hold at the bottom. Now try it for a 4 count. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 5. Hold. And return to breathing normally. Let's get started. From here, we'll go into a half pigeon or a sleeping swan on the right. So we'll bring the right leg up, the left leg back long. Right heel is in the crease of the left hip. And lean down to the ground. Because this is yin, we're going to want to support the chest. You might also like a block under the right hip. That can be helpful, or under the right thigh, or an extra block under the chest. We support the position so that the body feels free to really relax into it. Adjust your props as you need. Let's switch now to the other side. Bring the right leg back, the left leg up, the left heel to the crease of the right hip. Bringing your favorite prop configuration back, leaning forward, and breathe. And slowly push yourself back up. And we'll come back through an easy sit for just a couple of breaths. From here, we'll come into a revolved child's pose. In this child's pose, we keep our knees closer together and enter it from a table. We'll take the right arm up and through, resting on the right shoulder. Now, for support in this pose, for a yin practice, you may not feel like you need anything at all, or you might feel like you would enjoy a block or a bolster, maybe more like a bolster, or a pillow or a sandbag under the shoulder if the pressure on that point is uncomfortable. So find your revolved child's pose. Switching sides. Push up slowly. Back to table. Take the left arm up and through to resting on the left shoulder. Right forearm is on the ground to support. If this is hard on the knees, you can fold up your mat, fold it over a couple of times to provide a nice cushion for the knees. Pushing up slowly. Coming back to an easy sit for just a couple of breaths. From here, we will come into knee pile or shoelace. We'll put the left leg on the bottom. The knee is pointing straight forward or even slightly off to the right. We take the right leg and put it over the top. One slightly easier way to get into this is to come up, cross the knees, and then sit down. Now, the shins might be out almost horizontal, or they might be back toward the body a little bit. Find your comfort spot there. And of course, we're going to lean forward, reaching out with the heart. Because the knee is up high, you may or may not need something for this pose, or you might try use of props just to see a different feeling. You might like to sit on a block. If this is too intense in the hips, you can sit on a block or on a sandbag. Reaching forward with the heart. Put your hands down and come up slowly. Switch legs. This time the right leg is on the bottom, the left leg is on top. Sometimes it helps to come up, cross the knees. Now there'll be differences between the left and the right. That is normal. We are organic beings. Reaching forward with the heart. And breathe. Putting your hands underneath you, pushing up slowly. Unraveling the legs. Putting your props away. Just come into an easy sit for a couple of breaths. Coming now into a Sage Marichi 2. We'll start with the left foot and bring that all the way up to the hip. The right foot, we're going to bring the heel back to the ankle or just slightly forward of the ankle. We want this leg to be far enough to the right that you can get down beside it, but not too far. We'll be folding forward, reaching forward with the heart, and then taking the arms in a bind around the right leg. If this is too intense, please choose a different position, whatever your body is craving right now. In terms of support, you might like a block on top of the left leg that you can lean over. Adjust your props as you deepen your pose. Come up slowly, and we will switch sides. This time the right heel comes to the left hip. The left heel comes back to meet the ankle, maybe a little further over to the left. Make sure there's room to get by the leg. Reach out with the heart. Take a bind. Remember that you can support this position with a block on top of the right leg this time. And breathe. Adjust your props as you deepen the pose. And slowly come up. Put your props away. And we will check back in with an easy sit for a couple of breaths. From here, let's head down to the ground. Swing yourself around and come down. Lying flat, legs are long, shoulders tucked under, and arms at the sides. From here, we'll take the legs up. You can use a strap to support this, or you can use a block under the hips. Play around with a couple of different configurations and see what is most enjoyable. If you have a strap, kind of like this one, you can put your arms through it. Or you can use the wall. Put your legs up at the wall to support yourself. And breathe. Bringing the feet down, releasing your straps or coming away from the wall if you were using the wall, coming back down, lying flat, checking in with ourselves for a couple of breaths. From here, we'll bring the right knee up, maybe out to the side, and we're going to take it over to the left. So grab a block or a bolster and let the right leg come over to the left for a twist. Supporting your twist. Right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left, or perhaps left hand on the knee. Looking to the right for this twist and breathe. Bring the right leg up, coming back to center, both knees up. Take a moment to let the back come to neutral. Extend the right leg long. Bring your props to the other side. We'll bring the left knee up. Hug it in, maybe out to the side. And let it come over to the right. Adjust your props under that knee, whatever's comfortable. Left arm out to the left. Right arm out to the right, or right arm on the left knee. And breathe. When you're ready, remove your props and come back. Give your back just a minute to straighten out. And then take the legs long, lying flat, checking in with ourselves for a couple of breaths. Coming into Shavasana. Shoulder blades tucked under. You might like a pillow or a bolster under the knees for comfort, or under the head, or nothing at all. Legs can fall to the sides a little bit. Hands can be at your sides or resting on the belly. This is your time to integrate your practice. What you noticed today, what came up for you today. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Remove any props or pillows. Maybe roll the wrists and ankles. Start to move the arms and the legs. Maybe take the arms up for a stretch. And roll over to one side for a rest. Just a moment while you get your bearings. Extend the top leg out and push up to a seated position. Thank you for joining me today. The love and the light and the teacher in me honors that in you. Namaste.